Hello, it's Thursday, and we are back with more Tales of Varden this week. Back to back weeks. We're happy to be back. We're excited. We left off with a lot of information and a lot going on last time, so we're excited to jump back into that. Before we do, let's go in reverse this time. We'll start on the bottom and work our way to the top. To see who we've got playing with us, we have our lovely Dia back, which is amazing. Love having them at the table. So let's start with you, Tarzan, and work our way backwards.
So confused. I thought you were starting with Dia. Like, okay. Hello.
No,
Greetings.
he said we're starting with the bottom.
I'm not a bottom. Switch, goddammit. Hello. Greetings and salutations. I'm Tarzan82855 on all social media platforms. We're starting off wild today, apparently. I play William, the fighter slash warlock, bound to a complex wraith of sorts, and is trying to make his way through uncharted waters in an effort to save not only just himself, but the reality he calls home. On to you. The mysterious question marks off to the left of me.
Hey guys, I'm Dia, also known as Dia.cos in all social media. I've played a couple characters here. Most recently, it was actually Luna Velpus, who was one of our favorite fees with the stickiest fingers, and probably William's most hated op. I don't know where she went. She fades into the shadows and comes and goes, so.
Is that my turn? Okay. Hello, my name is Taylor, also known as Nerdy Pinup Girl on most social media platforms, mainly active on TikTok and Instagram. Today I am playing the wonderful, the fabulous, 7-foot-tall half-orc barbarian, Grendel Fialova. Actually, she's not just now a barbarian, she is our barbarian fighter, all thanks to the amazing training done by William the Smelly. And as Grendel will call him.
Hey, he's had a glow up as of last night.
Yes, and Grendel's so proud of him. But yeah, she is half orc raised by halflings and loves flowers and is currently on the never-ending search to get into the abyss to find her amazing and wonderful goth tiefling girlfriend Helene. Hopefully, she will still be intact by the time that they get there. So that, or maybe just die and go to hell, and then we can find Helene there. So whatever works.
I think that's me. Hi, I'm Matt. I also go by War Torn Knight out there on the interwebs, and I have the lovely pleasure of returning to play Godim Amirson, formerly the party's Order of Scribes wizard. Currently now their Circle of Stars druid, and based off of the very last few minutes of last week's episode, which you can find on YouTube, Gody just has to say, "You're welcome."
Hi, it's me. I play I play characters, non-playable maybe, playable, real, unreal. Who's to say? But there's one thing that is true. Your turn, Sai.
Hello, I am Simon. I play Emrys. Just he's a dad. He's running because all these assholes cause problems, and his family's in danger. Very happy about it.
Amazing. If you like what we do here on Thursdays and you tune in regularly, thank you. But also, we do other things throughout the week. We do shows on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and sometimes on Sundays. So this coming Tuesday, we have Star Wars. We have Valley of Endless War Wednesday. Are we You're muted, bud.
Valley of Endless War has switched over to a to be announced, but is been on a bi-weekly schedule so far.
Okay, so that will be coming back here soon. So we'll announce when that comes back online for everybody. No Tales of Arden next Thursday, so we're going back to our bi-weekly after this one. And then do we have no? Okay. So no Frontiers ever on this Sunday. We'll keep you tuned in on what that looks like coming up. But I believe with that, let's get back into Tales of Arden on To Be Diced. The city of Indramir sits on red sandstone cliffs, just outside the Bramblewood Expanse. The streets are alive with merchants packing up their stalls, children's running with ribbons and chasing painted paper lanterns. The smell of roasted maize, brick oven bread, and cinnamon cider in the air. Somewhere a lute strums a half-forgotten tune beneath a crooked awning. A tavern door creaks open in welcome, spilling laughter and firelight into the street. Just past the bridge into the city of the Bramblewood Expanse stares quietly at Indramir, like a predator stalking its prey. Its ancient branches swaying in the autumn breeze. There is a scent, faint but rising, of wet ash and something rotting sweet. The roots twist deeper, thick with veins of shadow. Trees whisper things that no wind will carry. And beyond the Bramblewood Expanse, rising out of the Valley of Kings, in the distance is Grand Soren, standing as a beacon of light, like a star it seems so bright, yet so far away. As the night comes to a close, the fire in the hearth of the Rusted Ram Inn and Tavern has burned low. Merely coals remain now. Outside the red sandstone cliff city of Indramir slumbers beneath a brittle autumn wind. The streets are still wet from an earlier rain, reflecting oil lamp halos across slick cobblestone. The market stalls now shuttered, windows latched. Only the sound of a distant cascade of water gnaws at the stones below, serving as the lullaby to this place. Above the rooftops, the red crescent moon still hangs, a wound carved in the stars. It casts no warmth, only a thin, hungry light that stretches every shadow wrongly. The barkeep upstairs pours mulled cider. The tavern cat has curled beside the hearth. The door is locked, the shutters closed, and the sound of the world seems to muffle just enough to let you rest. In the cellar, beneath the Rusted Ram Inn, the air is warm with burning incense and the scent of boiled herbs. The stone walls are ringed with chalk sigils and soft candlelight. Godi, hunched in silent focus, arranges the final components for the spell, the kind of magic old enough to borrow from the souls of the echoes. Dia, How has Xenia spent their time after their death in the Shadowfell?
It's funny, considering how much they've been through. You'd think yet one more plane would have been more troublesome than the last, but for the first time in a long while, it was as if he found peace and quiet, time to reflect on what has been achieved and what hasn't and what has yet to come, with or without him. He spent those slow days in the company of his creatures, directing them, wandering, just exploring, because what else was there to do, really, when the rest of his group has surpassed him? He was living those slow, soft boy days.
You've seen many crows fly in this place, and you've grown accustomed to the black and white of this place. There is no color, no reds and greens, no blue sky. It is all shades of gray. A colorless existence, but still you feel as though nothing is lacking. A single crow alights on a branch nearby. And quickly begins to pour from its feathers this black rolling smoke. And as it hits the ground, a cloaked figure appears from this crow with a pale mask and the only color in this place. Gold rivulets running through cracks in this mask. Hello, little.
Xenia immediately just lowers his head. What brings you to?
I'm sorry, say that again.
What brings?
It's cutting out for me, I'm sorry.
See. Let's see. Echo.
There we go. Sorry.
He asked, what brings you to us?
It would seem that someone has paid your price. You were unmade, but not forgotten. As she begins to speak these words, the world around you begins to become distant and pulled away. You and her, but everything around you just becomes this long tunnel as the Shadowfell becomes further and further away. Your thread frayed, but did not break. A soft light surrounds you, the first color you've seen in days. It is not the sun or a flame, but almost a memory. The weight of every life you've ever touched hangs in the stillness of this place like stardust as you grow ever distant from the Shadowfell. The loom turns still, child of ash and breath. A thread must return when the tapestry awaits unfinished. You feel hands lifting you, cradling you like water with a fallen leaf. And the Shadow Queen is no longer in front of you, but beneath you as you are pulled away from her. But you still hear her voice in the distance. You're not summoned by force, but by choice. The silence is deafening until a soft whisper comes to you. Will you walk again in a body not yours? Will you wake when so many sleep? Will you carry your scars forward, not to forget, but to remember? A single golden thread drifts down before you, humming with potential, warm, alive, waiting. And you hear the Shadow Queen's voice once more, and for the last time. Take it if you will. Be reborn, not as you were, but as what you must now become.
There is a moment of hesitation when Xenia reaches out, as if he's contemplating whether this might be one more trial amidst the several they've already faced. And then he thinks, the price of life after death is quite steep. It would be cruel of me to squander such a gift. As always, if my friends call, then of course I will come. And he grasps the thread tightly with the same surety that he uses when riding Tirza and slaughtering. And so he does so once more.
As you grasp this thread, the golden glow becomes brighter and brighter to the point of a blinding white. Cody, did you have something?
Heading towards this light, Xenia would begin to recall hearing, or Xenia would be able to hear Godie's voice speaking giant. Kost naden erbetelt. Tadem mid tilnmeg. Which I'm not sure if Xenia speaks giant, but
He does.
What Godie is saying is the cost is paid, bring them to me, followed by Xenia repeating this. And that eventually starts to blur with a conversation as you hear Godie speaking common and you hear another voice being that of William. As this would be thematically the moment where Godie had heard William answer his question and then told William that he could tell that to Xenia himself.
Mm-hmm.
What's the question? Shit.
Godie asked William, what would you tell Xenia? What do you want to tell Xenia right now?
That's right. I wrote
everything that's going on.
Yeah, I wrote a very broken version of that, but yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, you would hear William in response as he's witnessing this taking place. What is this? What's going on?
William, you've always been a cautious man, albeit in some situations more than others that perhaps you should be less cautious in, and vice versa. Godi tells you to ask Xenia, but the figure that you see sitting up from the bed looks nothing like him.
As it was originally a sort of amorphous white light with nothing but a rune on their chest. When that form takes shape, what does it look like?
Instead of the familiar half-orc with the pale olive skin, mottled white markings, you see before you a young human man with a slimmer build, yet muscular, arms betraying an archer's strength, delicate features, and a complexion so pale it looks as if it's never seen a ray of sun in its life. The tips of his fingers are blackened, with markings coming up the arms, as if he's reached into a pit of smoke and shadow, and the wisps have left its stain on his skin. His shaggy hair is closer to a long and unruly mane, entirely white, but tipped black at the ends, like a fox. Even his eyes aren't quite right, as they look curiously at you and everyone around the room. No longer the same two-toned grey and crimson, but instead a pale blue on one, and a dark grey on the other. And yet, there's familiarity there. There's relief. The same way a young pup wakes up, doesn't recognize where it is at first, and then fixates on familiar faces of those it calls family. The rune that tethers the soul plucked from the Shadowfell sits emblazed on the center of his chest, now faded into something like an old scar. Godi? William?
Godi, like, gently reaching, grabbing, like, to help Xenia sit up, and then carefully just like, easy, slow, deliberate movements, slow breaths. Let your eyes adjust. They are new.
This feels strange, like looking through the eyes of a new familiar. And he tries to stand, and it's as if he's still unsteady as you realize this new form is closer to 5'9" than Xenia's 5'6", and he's not used to the lengthier limbs.
You speak it.
Helping to steady them, like teaching a child to walk.
Very much, baby dear.
You speak with the same cadence as Xenia. Who are you?
The Shadow Queen. Sorry, what's that? Sorry, the Raven Queen.
Shadow.
Yes, it was a Raven Queen. Either way. The Lady of Death said that the price was paid, and then I could return if I wished. And then I heard Godi. And one would think the only ones who much cared whether I returned at all would be all of you.
Godi, are you saying this is Xenia?
Xenia's body was destroyed and soul sent beyond. It took time, it took a lot of care, but Their soul needed a new body. So I had to make one.
So Xenia would be seeing for the first time completely different version of William. Probably, I think you would have seen his old naval portrait before. He's actually wearing his old naval uniform, his naval officer uniform, dress blues with the red ribbon or red rope around the right shoulder, indicating he was former Army. Several commendations and awards from his different campaigns and battles he's participated in. But instead of the long, shaggy hair and the untamed wild long beard, he has now reduced his hair to the similar short length military style cut with the length on top slicked back in a tamed and groomed goatee. Low taper fade, yes. He reaches out with his left hand and to try and help you, but he retracts quickly and switches to his right instead. You'll take notice that he's still you were alive for that part. That he still has the glowing green eyes, and helps you up with his right hand instead, and just kind of gently caresses the side of your head and just getting a bearing on whether or not this is actually real in front of him. And he's kind of shaking. Definitely bewildered because he's never seen anything like this before, but he's you can, I mean, with your insight, he's desperate to believe that this is actually Xenia before him.
You gently touch
Yes.
Xenia's face, and you notice it's much cooler. When Xenia, you remember, by his nature, ran several degrees hotter. But he looks at you and just holds your arm and says, "Morris Rico?"
Without missing a beat, probably I would say that Rico would perch himself on Godey's shoulder, and feeling him there, Godey would say, "Rico was instrumental in your return. I could not do it without him." As behind the scenes, Godey went through all of Xenia's stuff to find hairs or anything else that might have been anywhere in Xenia's belongings.
Yeah. Yeah, turning to Godey. Grendel and I got to him first. You first passed, but he preferred Godey's company. Similar lifestyles, I suppose. Sorry, I'm still coming to grips with the whole concept of whatever this is. Welcome back, son. Xenia. Welcome back.
He doesn't say anything. He just hugs you.
Godey will gently place Rico on Xenia's shoulder and take a back seat. He is in the room to make sure that Xenia is comfortable. Xenia has all the things that they need. Like, he brought food, water, things like that. Not sure if a new body would be hungry immediately or anything like that. And basically just plays nurse while letting these two have the time that they missed.
I must say, these human eyes are terrible.
They're not so bad. I mean, we didn't have the benefit of being able to see in the dark like most others, but it's what a torch is for. Here's some. Let's get you clothed. He'll start pulling out some extra his old outfits, allowing Xenia to make his own customizations to it, but also a extra set of studded leather armor that he's been keeping hold of. We need to get you fitted. I'm sure you have some effects with Rico, but everything else that was on you was lost. You missed quite a bit, mate.
Is everyone else safe?
No. We lost Millie.
Oh.
They tried during your mission with Trevor's vault. Millie and Godey tried to acquire the Amber Paragon that was located at the tower. Millie lost his life in that fight.
Cody doesn't make eye contact, but does speak up just enough and says, I've tried this ritual also with Millie. However, how should I word this? His soul is where it is meant to be.
We're currently on the way to a city that Emrys is familiar with to help to relocate both his family as well as Grendel's. After the events at the tower, the city broke down into a mad hunt. The monstrosity or construct that we fought inside the tower came after us in the streets, and we fled Grandthorn. We encountered a vampire along the way. Someone we thought might have ties with Trevor, as he bear the name of Malfort as well. Apparently, this vampire believes him to be a fraud, taking on the name of Malfort. No. There's some more digging to be done in that aspect, but that was another peculiar thread that we should pull on at a later time. But we've continued to move forward. That is the most important part. I'm not gonna lie, things were not easy when you first left us. I went on a bit of a bender. The Trevor came after us in Grandthorn. We fled I thought there was no other way to protect the group, so I went a separate way to try and draw the entity that was after us away from the rest of the group. Nearly died doing so. Had my ass saved by KD, thankfully, and was reunited with their group. But they will be coming after us at this point. We have to keep moving at all times. We don't have much time to stand in one spot for long. Trevor has it out for us, and apparently when we were fighting that construct, it has a means of tracking us. And we did pass by wanted posters, albeit poorly scribed wanted posters, but they do have...
Perhaps there is value in this new body then. If it's not familiar to them, and if it's not that which is capable of tracking our group. Others could be misled.
They were looking for the old look of me, but they gave me this wildly unkept visage. Almost a hair out for feet. Beard. It looked nothing like me. I don't understand what the comparison, but...
It looks like you after getting too close to gunpowder.
That or getting struck by lightning, one of the two.
There is, in fact, one of the first sketches in Xenia's sketchbook that looks exactly like that.
Canonically, was there wanted posters of Xenia? I don't think that Trevor would have...
He's done nothing wrong in his life, ever.
Yeah.
Well, also, Trevor, who probably put out those wanted posters, knows there ain't no Xenia. Well, knew.
There would be no reason for them to put one out for Xenia since they were not on the material plane at that time. So
yeah.
You're our ace in the hole because you are our sleeper cell. Hell yes. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the party.
But Grendel would be delighted to see you. I'm sure she might be confused by this new form, but once she hears your cadence, I'm sure she'll be able to pick it up and grow accustomed to it rather quickly. Emrys is still with us, and you'll see his family as well as Grendel's orc family and elfish mother. They're all outside. What? I'm lost at what else we could catch you up on, but I'm just I'm happy. I'm elated to have you back.
It's okay. You understand, I have been reincarnated. I am not a priest. You don't have to confess all your sins to me. I can only assume.
No, it's not like I'm confessing sins. It's more like I just had my heart carved out of my chest and thrown out into the ocean. I feel whole again.
I miss you too.
Let's get you with the rest of the group. I'm sure they'd be delighted to see you again.
He holds his palms out for Rico to jump into and is immediately cooing. You are so brave. I am so proud of you. You are, in fact, the bestest boy.
Rico missed this so much.
Puddle.
So where are we going from here? Back out into the common area.
I think William would probably stick very close. He'd be letting Xenia lean on him if he needed the help.
He would be needing the help, yes.
And he would he would ask Odie to ready the rest of the crew to reunite with Xenia.
This was timed. This
That's
was
the long rest, yeah.
well, yeah. I can't remember if I did it to end the long rest or if this was the beginning of it.
Right, you did it at the start because it was the first. William took the first watch.
That's fair. So yeah, we have the rest of the unless we want to wake everybody up, but
We can do the rest of the long rest and do the next morning if you'd like to. Yeah.
I do believe that like the conversation would be had between now and then. Number one, William will have to sleep a little bit. Same for Godey. But number two, that I think that they could probably shift over Xenia because again, baby deer legs. And probably Godey would suggest that people should be briefed before they come downstairs. Because otherwise, who the hell knows what kind of reaction they'll have to this stranger here wearing Xenia's clothes.
Wearing William's clothes.
Oh, even better. So when it comes time for people to wake up,
oh my God.
Godey will grab Grendel and William can grab Emerus.
So, go ahead. Let's see where this goes.
Kind of listening for Grendel, like not waking her up, waiting for her to like be in the process of kind of getting ready to come downstairs and stuff. Unless it's taking too long, like it is right now. If that happens, then Godey would gently knock on the door.
Grendel like immediately just. Oh, is it the breakfast time already?
It is. How much time do you need? Are you awake or is this you sleep talking?
No, I'm awake. I always get up when my captain or my captain's friends tell me to, or when my friends tell me to. So I'm up, I'm awake, and you just hear just doop as like Grendel just rolls out of bed, and then you hear like this shuffling as she just kind of sits up, she straightens up, and she opens it. So Grendel is currently wearing like a purple muumuu that Helene probably had gotten for her. It's like hand embroidered with like bluebells, and Grendel is just like rubbing the sleep from her eyes. She goes, "What is for breakfast?"
I will find out for you, but I wanted to. Please take your time, get ready. No rush.
I need to get dressed. It is very rude to wear pajamas in front of people. Give me just a moment. She closes the door. Literally, like 5 minutes later, Gretel comes out, like perfectly braided up hair. She has like one of her like torn, ripped dresses up. She's got like her
like magical girl transformation.
Oh yeah, just like flower prism power. Like, and she is already like she like girl did her skincare routine and everything, and she goes, I have found the more efficient way to get ready in the morning, since William said that we should be ready within 5 minutes in case emergencies happen, and I still would like to look at the battlefield.
This is not an emergency. You can take your time, but this is good.
Well, I would hope breakfast isn't an emergency.
Sometimes it is, but not today. But important nonetheless, I have to tell you, there is somebody else downstairs, and this is a good thing.
Oh, so we don't need to kill him. Okay.
No, I would prefer you didn't. It was very expensive.
You bought somebody?
No, that is slavery. We're not doing that.
I was about to say that's Absolutely.
What you need to know is that this is a friend and it is somebody that you know, but it will make more sense when we get downstairs. And trust me.
No? Like,
It will make more sense when we go downstairs.
okay, all right.
Just,
As long as there is breakfast, and she just starts. She starts making her way over.
absolutely. And I don't know if we want William and Emrys to go now, and then do the whole greeting at the same time.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I think, if I remember correctly, Emrys. Wait, no, we're not sleeping in the vampire's den anymore, so you're not up against the door. That was last den. So William would quietly, if he wouldn't know whether or not Emrys traps a door or not, but he would probably try to make his way quietly into the room to try and wake him up without waking up the rest of his family. So that's the trick. But if there is no traps placed, yeah, he would just try to make his way in quietly and get to Emrys and wake him quietly without alarming the rest of the group.
Well, there's no traps, but me and Nina are naked in bed together with no covers.
That's the best trap.
So you get an eyeful.
Sing skin just. What do I got? I got. You're getting one of my shots just thrown at you from across the room. Throwing the shot, banking it off your forehead, turning my back to you. Mate, I need to talk to you. I'll be waiting outside. Get outside. I'll be outside. And he just makes his way back out the door.
Rolls out of bed. You hear as he falls out of bed. Knee. And he will make his way to the door very quickly, probably far too quickly to have all of his clothes on. But he does come to the door.
As long as you're wearing pants.
Undergarments on. And he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?"
It's time to get fuck up, first off. But more importantly, we have important matters to discuss.
You couldn't have knocked.
No, I don't want to wake up the rest of your family, but
this is payback for waking you up in the knife in your mahogany desk, isn't it?
Something like that. You focus, mate.
Fine, fair play.
We have a new guest joining us.
What? Another?
But it's not a new guest.
You're not making sense, mate. It's early in the morning.
I don't fucking understand the magic that you lot are able to pull off, but apparently Godi found a way to bring back Xenia. But it's not Xenia exactly. I don't understand it, but once you hear the way he talks, you'll understand it. It's Xenia in spirit.
I need to snort some caffeine before this processes. Fine. I'll get dressed. I'll be down soon. If you're fucking lying to me, I will cut you.
Good luck with that. That will probably do more damage than your punch did.
He just slams the door. Takes him like 5 minutes, but he'll come down.
By the time you get down, William's pretty much just catering to every need that Xenia needs. By the time you get down, you see him just bringing him food, water, just eat, and he looks up at you. All right, Emrys, You processed all this, right?
Oh, fuck no. But I'm not gonna shoot him with an arrow if that's what you're asking.
You have a bow. I didn't know that.
Yes. I need to fight more with all of you. I feel like all I ever do is
You
run
just use
or
magic
get
and
knocked out.
and knives. Yeah. We've briefed Xenia up to everything we've been up to thus far. Told them that we're escorting your family, as well as Grendel's, to your hometown, if I'm remembering correctly.
Issylra, yes.
Issylra.
Not really home.
A place safe, I guess.
Yes.
And yes, but yeah, Xenia. This is Emrys again.
But this guy.
Yeah.
It's different. Don't know if I like it.
Just listen to his cadence.
Hello, sir.
You see Xenia sitting at the breakfast table with a huge tankard in front of him, except instead of a pint of beer, it is filled to the brim with steaming tea. And he peers over there. Please don't call me Sir Emrys, it's very strange.
Sorry.
It's different, but better than being dead?
I mean, markedly better than being dead, but yes, different comes to mind. Human. What's that like?
Another long sip. I do not like that I can no longer see it. It will be very inconvenient for hunting.
That has to be a pain in the ass.
I would like it resolved.
I do just
No.
fucking fine.
Well, yeah, you're on fire most of the time. You shed light.
Now
That is
that-
true. Light sources are inconvenient. They give away your position too easily.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, now that we're all caught up, we can brief the rest of the people that aren't aware of the situation so that they too can acclimate in their own way.
Right.
I think that means
Before
without
that, I should
further-
say-
Go ahead.
Sorry. Before that, I should say, I'm glad you're not dead.
Me too. Thank you. It is good to see you. And I was
can't
glad to hear your
wait.
family is safe.
Can't wait to see what Grendel says. All right, let's go.
This is now the good time to say that Godi is escorting Grendel to this room. Probably being very gentle about it, like arm in arm kind of deal, which isn't unheard of for Godi, especially with Grendel. Probably the last time that happened though was the fancy party back in Embershard.
They're besties.
yeah.
Of course they're gonna be arm in arm.
Oh yeah, but this is more so like I'm preparing for what you're about to experience. But Godi leads Grendel into the room where you would see William, Emrys, and a woman.
Oh, hello, sir. It is very nice to meet you. You must be the new person that Goldie was talking about. My name is Grendel, but
Grendel.
I
Grendel.
am also go by
Grendel.
Dahlia. Whatever
Grendel.
you want. What, Cody?
He knows. This is Xenia.
Grendel sits there, looks at this individual, like, extremely suspiciously, just like, Goldie, so I know
Yes.
Xenia passed away. I'm very sad too, but Xenia is a half-orc, you silly goose.
Xenia was a half orc. There was no body, so I had to fabricate one. And this is what the weave gave.
Just listen to his cadence. Listen to his words. You'll recognize it.
Listen to his candies? Do you have candy? I like candies.
In Orcish, this Xenia looks at you and just says, "Hello, sister. I miss you too."
Grendel immediately recognizing everything, like her arms just slowly drop from Godie's, and tears just fill her eyes as she immediately just like speed walks up to Xenia and she puts a hand on his shoulder as she just like studies him for a minute. And honestly, whenever like Grendel does put the hand on his shoulder, like I would say his shoulder probably droops. And Grendel
Still happens. You don't have to stoop. You don't have to stoop so low this time.
And Grendel just kind of sits there and she like then just gently grasps the back of like new Xenia's head and she just gently headbutts him. And she goes and replies back in like very rough orcish and she's just like, "Is it really you, my brother?"
It is not exactly the same, but spirit are strong.
Grendel immediately just like scoops them up and just twirls them around like to where like
That was a
Don't fucking break him. We just got him back.
well, no, I'm sorry. And she picks Xenia up, just
William's just like looking at you, concerned, like, chill out, relax.
I'm
Right,
sorry.
go
Xenia, I missed you. I was so upset when I found out what happened, and I was very angry, and I'm still very angry. I'm gonna fucking kill Trevor. And she then just goes back, just like, but I missed you so much, and I thought you were dead, but somehow Goldie like just whipped your soul out of the air, and
Yeah. That raises a good point. I did promise to send Trevor's head back to the abyss where he came from, or the hills, whichever.
I would like to hand deliver it so I can give it as a gift for my husband.
But that was on the account of Xenia's death. Does that still stand, technically?
No, it still stands because he has the woman I love.
Also, Xenia did die, so if that is your payment for
It was more
Xenia's
rhetorical,
death, that is-
mate. I was just making a joke.
Trevor
A
just
member of the
I
Midnight
don't-
Court too has got to die for that.
Trevor needs to die anyways, William. So if anything,
I forget. I have to be a little more literal with you lot. I'm sorry, I was being rhetorical. My bad.
well, William,
This
you
actually
also
brings-
said, I'd rather set myself on fire, but then you actually set yourself on fire like 6 times, and it's really concerning.
This does bring a very good question that now we can have the other half of the story. And Godie kind of like sits down across the table from Xenia and looks at him and just says, "What happened?"
And Xenia also sort of sits down and just picks up the mug just so he can have something to do with his hands that doesn't involve subconsciously picking at his own fingers out of anxiety because now all of you are looking at him and it's very intimidating actually. So truly I would not endorse you killing that man to avenge my death. I believe it was entirely my own shortcomings that led to it.
I'm still going to kill him though because he stole the love of my life, or at least knows where she's at and is trying to use me to manipulate her, and I do not like that. I will.
Okay, that is justified. I
Yay!
suppose.
Yeah.
But again, it was my own shortcomings. It was a trial of magic that unfortunately my own capabilities just simply were not up to par. We were seeking a way to stop the mechanism that was pursuing you, and the only way to do that was to unlock a series of symbols and sigils. But Trevor said he could not do it himself, otherwise it would link that interference to him, and at that time it was not something we could afford, but it was a risk, I do believe. It was worth taking. I'm just sorry it did not play out the way I hoped.
It was. It's no one's fault in particular. We should have had help with We shouldn't have left you alone. That's something that we should have all been prepared for and had planned, had contingencies.
Gody almost speaks to overpower William and just says, there were many faults that night, and it is not any one person's fault. And then just looks dead in William's eyes with a look of sincerity.
You probably don't. Well, he probably doesn't return the stare, but you get a sense that he's still processing his own guilt, still in that. And
so is Gody.
Yes. But let's not dwell on that. We now know the full story of what transpired there. I still intend on sending his head back to whichever layer of hell he crawled out of.
I'll cut it off with my axe.
And we'll use it as a warning to whoever sent him to prepare for our arrival.
We will send it to Mr. Balls.
But in the meantime, we still have our current plans to take care of. There are some other things that we still need to discuss, but let's wait till we find more solid grounding, where we're not intermingled with non-combatants, I would say.
At this point that William is saying this, the tavern would have been filtering in people. The sun has risen. The city is waking up. The merchant stalls are opening their shutters. And the kitchen is at full capacity at this point. Lorik Thornjaw, the proprietor of the inn, would be coming by at this point with the plates that you had ordered. Just setting them down quickly on the table, and before he leaves, he says, "Eat them fast, eat them hot, eat it like you got a bounty on your head." And he moves over to the next table with another set, and he says it to that table as well. It's kind of his spiel. As soon as he gets it, it's just his way to get like
this little gimmick. I like it.
Yeah, his little thing. Just eat it and get out of here, pretty much. But it is. There's a variety of things. There's quick bites, things you can take on the road. There's hot plates, drinks and brews for the morning. There's a dockside kettle brew. It's a strong, bitter, black boiled coffee. It's boiled in a copper in a copper kettle with cinnamon and clove, served thick enough to chew, is what it says on the menu.
Oh my god!
There's fog milk tea. Green tea brewed with fog leaf and a splash of sweet condensed milk, which is probably what Xenia has. There's a morning fire brandy shot, which is probably what William ordered. Not recommended on an empty stomach, guaranteed to clear the sinuses and wipe the memories. But yeah, there's all assortments of different hearty breakfasts with fried potatoes, chopped sausages, smoked onions, black pepper gravy, eggs, thick oat porridge.
Hearty breakfast for William. Recommend it for the rest of the crew as well, since we have a long leg journey ahead of us.
Grendel is getting the biggest, heartiest breakfast. If anything, she's ordering double.
Gody insists that Gori insists that Xenia get whatever he wants, having a sort of reciprocal moment of Gori's return when Xenia got a meal for him.
Emrys is going to pull out a sending stone from his bag and go, Nina, my love, are you awake? If so, what would you like for breakfast?
Oh,
What do you think Finn would like?
I don't know what they actually have, but it smells delicious. You know what I like. Just order what you think I need. And, Finn, if they got any of those, moss bark pancakes, is that what you want? Yes, pancakes.
I'm so sorry. I thought my mic was muted. I would die for Finn.
I will endeavor to get exactly that.
And they're brought by. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. How many of you? There's 6. Yes.
So 5 of us plus the families, plural. But my question came up because of the descriptor word on those pancakes. But I guess that I can wait until the breakfast scene is actually concluded to ask that question.
Let's see. So all in all, you said Grendel was getting a double portion at this particular tavern with all of those and the
Lots happened this morning. Grendel needs
drinks.
her proteins. She needs her gains. How else do you
And
think she stays as strong as she does?
I will get 2 coffees, one for Nina, one for me, and I will get milk. For
Yeah.
Finn.
Perfect.
William, I think William would be a coffee drinker, so he'd probably take the coffee and the brandy.
Okay.
Grendel
2
will also take
coffee.
a coffee.
And then the heartiest breakfast they got.
Perfect. Let's see.
And Emrys will pay for all of it.
Okay, we're looking at 30 gold pieces.
Oh shit! Okay, Emrys, deep pockets.
Emrys drops a platinum on the bar and expects 20 golden change.
They give it.
Okay.
Wait, how much was breakfast?
30.
30 gold pieces.
Are platinums different in Varden?
What's platinums? 100 gold pieces?
No,
Hmm?
they're
No?
10 normally.
10?
Are they 10?
10 by 10 by 10 by 10 all the way up.
Oh, okay.
So I was
Okay.
like, why is he giving you change?
He'll drop 3.
Deception check on the
Yeah.
table.
He'll drop 3 on the bar.
Okay, perfect.
Xenia's gonna get a full fry up just so he can get used to taste and flavor again.
Mm.
Because he wouldn't have needed to eat.
For efficiency, William would probably. We have a cart, don't we? Or no, we traveled by foot, didn't we?
I thought we were given a cart by our mysterious benefactor. Or at least a bag. We definitely had a bag. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
we got
also had a
supplies. I don't remember getting a ride though.
That's
I
up
don't-
to that guy.
I don't think you had a cart. You had a cart for the city to move around
Right.
inside
He
of.
drove off on the cart.
And then, yeah, the guy took his donkey and left.
So we still need a ride. So yeah, William would eat his breakfast quickly and ask Godi to come join him and go around town real quick for a ride, a cart that can fit the group as well as supplies for travel.
Before we leave the tavern, though, His Majesty Lord DM, you were ominous in the chat, and I would like to make a roll about it, or 12.
Okay.
Which role would you like me to make for our viewing audience? Our DM put where was it? We all wake up with where is it?
A level up.
After the rest, each one of you wake to find a smudge of dark green mold. It wipes away like dust, but the skin beneath is cold to the touch. And I would like to know why.
Wait, all of us woke up with this?
All.
So, like, by smear, how big is this smear? Is it?
Like a thumbprint, probably.
Yeah.
Saruman. No, I'm kidding.
Saruman.
Saruman.
Whom
So-
do you serve?
Also, is it in the same place as everyone else?
It would either be on your neck or on your chest.
Well, I don't remember putting Vicks on last night, so I need to know what the shit is.
William
What,
wouldn't have thought anything of it.
Even
Oh, he
for
does.
odds.
Chris, do we have a map that I may look at?
Also, is
Uh,
it on Xenia in their new body?
did they sleep in the tavern once the whole reincarnation happened? I'm assuming you all had a long rest after that,
I'll
and then
leave
this is the
that
morning.
Thematically up to Dia, because mechanically, like, you came back full health. So
Yeah.
like,
And there's
full
no
thing,
need
so-
for a long rest for Zen.
Yeah,
But that's up to them.
but that's also why I kind of said like Cody and William would have taken. a
Actually,
shift
I
for-
think I have your map.
They were probably practicing how to walk again around the room when everyone
You
else
know
was
what?
asleep, so they didn't embarrass themselves.
Okay.
I think that raises a good point. William probably would have pulled Cody aside before we start doing this track. Be like, hey mate, did you find a smudge of green mold on yourself this morning?
Yes, I did, and I'm like probably
Yeah.
wouldn't have wiped the whole thing off, and let's use this moment of him kind of like analysis. Enhance.
Yeah, he. He'd probably still have remnants of it on his undershirt sleeve. He probably would have used the white undershirt that he was wearing to clean it off. But yeah, he'd pull the sleeve out and show the green smudge to you. Did we touch something last night that I don't recall?
Chris, do I remember anything, or would I need
Keen
to
mind.
pick up some dice? Yeah, keen mind. First of all, like, does this match up anything that we came in contact in our shit in the last 30 days? Because that's how keen mind
Don't
works.
remember things you were awake for.
This is true. This is accurate.
You remember seeing something like this moving through the Bramblewood expanse?
Which is where we found Big Daddy Malfort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It
Alrighty.
closely resembles the moss on the trees.
On the trees. It was not within his domicile, though, was it?
No, it wasn't inside of Malfort's estate.
Okay.
And it wasn't up in the tops or eye level in the trees. It was found, if you were looking around, watching where you were going, stepping over roots. It was found ground level.
Okay. Now, what is this moss?
So are you wanting to identify it or roll some sort of intelligence or arcana?
I think we'd be working
whatever
together
you
to
want me
figure it
to
out.
roll.
Yeah.
Sounds like I have the help action. I would guidance myself. Is this arcana? Is this nature? Is this investigation? What is most appropriate for you, sir?
What would reveal the most information? As these two brilliant minds work together.
Let's see. Roll me a nature check.
Nature check. I get the D4 for guidance. I get 2 D20s because of the help action. Thank you, Tarzan. And we're going to roll them all together.
Wait, before you roll.
Damn
shit,
it,
you
I
rolled.
already dropped it.
I was going to ask, can I give him a superiority die before he determines the results?
I'm not allowed to know what this is. The fates have decreed I am not allowed to know what this is.
Did you roll double ones?
I rolled technically
all ones?
Because fucking there was the guidance D4 in there. I rolled.
You rolled 4 ones.
3 ones.
3 ones?
It's a statistical wonder.
That's insane.
Maybe you should ask Ranger.
So that means
That's insane. With all that
means
room.
I still have an 11.
What? Oh my god.
I'm shooketh. RNGesus just told me no.
Oh my god.
For a moment, your channel will be done.
You move it through your fingers.
And I die. Got it. New character. All right.
It has
Bring it out, Gorfang.
where you would think it
Smashed.
would have a silky or dusty texture. It has more of a tacky, sap-like texture. But as you continue to investigate this, it's unlike anything that you have come across. And after looking into it further and deeper, you come to the conclusion that it's most likely just a native thing from the Bramblewood Expanse, and it could have gotten on somebody's clothes and then spread around, or some sort of equipment that everyone touched, possibly. But your investigation of this dust is inconclusive.
So,
But it gives you an unsettling feeling, not knowing what it is.
okay. Alrighty. That's what I needed. I was about to
Yes.
ask, like, does my passive insight of 19 make me feel like maybe I should get a second
Whatever it
opinion?
is, it's not good.
Yeah, Godey's going to just kind of like be silent for a moment looking at this. You can almost see the iPhone buffering over his forehead as he tries to like, what the hell is this? And probably not to William's comfort, Cody replies, I have no idea. We should get the second opinion. And he starts walking back to the common area.
It's like, as soon as he says that, same breath and stride, but he's beelining fucking Xenia. Like,
Yeah.
if this guy doesn't know what the fuck moss is, then let's talk to the guy that actually knows anything about fucking nature.
Yeah, legitimately, Godey would find Xenia and just go, I'm sorry to have to put you to work so early, but I believe that maybe you might be somebody who could fill in the gaps where the things that I cannot understand. Did you wake to find something like this on your body? Because that is not something that I put there by design in your
William pulls out his sleeve, the white shirt sleeve from underneath his coat, and shows off the green smudge that he wiped off this morning.
To awake, one must have been asleep. But I don't think so.
You recognize this?
Grabs your arm.
Cody places a hand on Xenia's shoulder and gives guidance. And then it sounds like, William, help.
Trying to, yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a nature check, Xenia.
With advantage and a D4.
Well, the flat roll was a 19 plus a 7 for a 26 on the first roll.
Go for the crit.
Go for the crit.
Plus, no. It's we're doing 26 plus a d4.
We can hit a 30. We can hit a 30. We hit 30.
It is a 30.
This is why I failed, so that we can be reminded why we needed you back. Thank you so much for being.
What do you know about this moss? Is it poisonous? You have to worry about it?
This smudge on William's cuff, I'm guessing cuff of the shirt.
The undercuff, yeah.
Yeah. You've seen different forests, different mosses. I would say you even went through the bramblewood a time or two. Possibly just the edge. Going too far in deep, one would lose one's way. However, this is familiar. The moss from the bramblewood expanse is singular in nature. It does bear that sticky, tacky, sap-like characteristic to it, which is what makes it unique and easily identifiable to you immediately. However, looking deeper, a sensation runs up your spine of familiarity. Being in this close proximity and having spent so much time in the Shadowfell, in close contact with the beasts that you helped reform and save from Embershard, and all of your studies and knowledge of the abyss, this moss would have abyssal qualities to it. And just as you're identifying this, you're reminded of Greenport and the creatures that spawned there. And as you're looking at it, you see it move ever so slightly on William's cuff, gradually making its way to the edge of the shirt to curl in and under.
Kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. Kill it with fire.
What?
Please hold. Where is my...
Oh no, Xenia's gonna make it a pet.
What?
I like it. I'm gonna keep it.
I would never.
It's just a grass type Pokemon, guys.
No, it's a grass and dark type Pokemon, obviously.
Very much so.
Xenia is going to just sort of... First of all, he did like put that thing in his mouth. So he's actually... And he's going to wipe it on William's sleeve at the same time he reaches for one of the vials from his herbalism kit and scoops it up. And then grabs the cuff of William's sleeve, pushes it up quickly, and scoops up the other one. This thumb on the top. And in Abyssal says, I can see you moving.
At that point, it would expand into tendrils all along the side of this glass vial.
Smash.
A miniature, small symbiote like what you've encountered before.
Oh no. Goaty ready, Starry Wisp.
So, as you can see, it is another symbiote. It is similar to that which was in the Bramblewood, except this has been painted much like those in Greenwood.
How many of you woke up with a green smudge on you? Hands up now.
I'm already green.
Damn it.
How many of
Wait.
you woke up with
You have
a
to kill
mossy...
Grendel.
Is
Cody
it-
can bring it back.
To be fair, is this moss the same shade of green as Grendel?
No, it is
Because
not.
if not, Grendel notices immediately.
Honestly, yeah, she would.
Canonically, she would.
So, like, if it's on the neck or on the chest, like, was that specified or?
Yes.
Okay. Grundle immediately would just kind of just be like, and she pulls out like a little mirror and she goes, "This is
While
not
she's doing
my
that, Emerus, did you wake up with it?
shade."
I don't know, Captain. You got a pretty good look at my naked form this morning. Did you notice anything green?
If he did, you should
Oh,
probably.
William, you saw Emerus naked?
Let's just address the one thing for a moment. We're not on a ship. You don't have to keep calling me fucking captain.
Oh, thank God.
William is just fine. When we're back on the Pale Lady...
If you haven't noticed, I only call you captain when I'm ribbing you.
Whatever. I wasn't paying attention much. I just threw a shot at your head to wake you up. So, did you wake up
Emerus while he was naked?
I kind of wish I did at this point. Did you find a moss smudge on you or any of your family?
Oh, fuck. And he goes, like, oh, but, like, he stops for a second and, like, comes back and he goes, what the fuck do I do if I find it?
Xenia?
Right, yeah, Xenia.
Bottle it. Bring them to me.
Do we want
Grendel
to
is
have it
holding
all
up-
cohese together and make a real symbiote?
If anybody's gonna be able to deal with it, I trust Xenia to deal with it. No.
All right, fair.
Grendel has a little compact up currently, and she's like, "Guys, I think I need to go see a dermatologist because
Cody is there with
Is that a thing yet?
it's not finished
careful.
foundation."
Grendel, check your family too!
Oh, Mama, Papa! And she's immediately
Wait. Cody's going to gather your specimen before you run off.
Specimen.
And immediately Grendel goes to check on her mom and her dad. He goes, "Mama, Papa, I am very sorry for waking you up. There's breakfast downstairs if you would like some. I love you. But we need to make sure that you don't have any weird green markings on you, Papa. I know you're already green. I'm green too, but like it's definitely not our foundation shades whatever showed up. But apparently I am supposed to check for it. It's supposed to be on your neck or on your chest, from what I was told. Mine was on my neck."
They get up and check the mirror and quickly take a rag of some sort. And yeah, it's odd. It's there. And you have one too. Yes, it's right here. Interesting.
Grendel's
Right?
gonna like kind of like touch it, and she's just gonna look at it. She's gonna smell it. And then like she's just
Why
you
do
watch
we let her
very
do this search
slowly just
alone?
go, like the intrusive thoughts start to take over as Grendel just goes to just like sticks her tongue out and just goes to lick it.
Your father would go, probably not best to lick foreign objects that you're not quite sure what they are.
But that's usually the best way to figure out if a plant is poisonous or not. You lick it, and if it feels numb, then you usually know that it's poisonous. Or when your legs stop working.
I suppose you're correct on both those counts. Did you say something about breakfast? I would love some.
Yes, breakfast is downstairs. Also, Xenia's back, but it's not like really. Well, it is Xenia, but it's Xenia. But Xenia is now in like in like a human body. They're taller, but they're much lighter. And honestly, I was kind of scared that I was going to like give them a headache with the headbutt that I gave them. But no, Zenya's back now, which is super great. But again, it's not really Zenya, but it is Zenya. So at least that is how it was described to me. I do know it's Zenya though, because it sounds just like Zenya, just in a very non-green individual.
Oh, you are a very morning person. I love that about you.
Oh no, not really. I just had breakfast and coffee, and I'm extremely hyper right now. I don't know what's in this coffee stuff, but like I'll tell you, it makes me want to go Zoom.
Note to self: never send Grendel on her own to identify things anymore.
What do you mean? This is going perfectly.
I'm gonna lick it.
Emrys enters the room with his family, and he immediately closes the door behind him. He says, "Sweetheart, I need you to get naked again." No, it's not. Well, yes, it is like that. No, it's not like that.
Type it fast enough.
Then you can stay downstairs as long as you like. And Finn is just going around, like, following the proprietor of the Rams Inn, just asking him one question after the other.
Yeah. After I check my wife thoroughly, I will then go and ensure that Finn does not have a slime on him as well.
He has a small spot, but it kind of blends in with like the dirt and stuff, but you're able to find that fairly easily and take care of it.
You need a bath, son.
Oh boy.
But bath time gets rid of all the dirt, and dirt is good.
I'm going to teach you a trick to get rid of the dirt and then to put the dirt back whenever you want.
Okay.
While this is all going down, while this can still keep going, William's going to take a look around and see if he can spot any other people in the tavern that have the same smudges of moss.
This is what I was just messaging Dia about in the private chat here, because I was going to ask if Cody's passive perception of 19 would have allowed him to notice this about anybody in here, but I do believe that Zenya's passive perception is, let me check my notes, like 1,000,000.
Pretty much.
23.
There would be 3 individuals, Lorik and 2 other people that had stayed here at the tavern.
Shame. I'm not allowed to have that. I have to put that in another room.
But while that
It is.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
while that's all going on, that's what William was doing.
It's around this time that you would hear something. The clanking of plates and platters and cups muffles over the top of it. But you would hear something familiar. It brings you back to the day you all met in Fair Harbors, that night of the Midsummer Festival. Xenia, you know exactly what this is at the first chirp of it. A cold, empty, bone-chilling howl. A call. Xenia, this is a hunting party call for gnolls. As one bursts through the door, ripping through one of the patrons, first one it finds, and then looking towards the party immediately. I need everyone to roll initiative, and that is where we go to break.
Ooh, killer
We'll be
timing.
back in just 5 minutes. Hydrate before you dehydrate, and we will be right back. Hello and welcome back. I'm going to get my initiative here for everybody from our chat. And let's see. We got William, Cody, Emrys. I'm not seeing yours.
14.
14?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. 4. Miles will be hunting. Okay. All right. Let me grab. Here we go. Perfect. 16. So, the first one bursts in. And Lorik turns around very quickly. He goes, not this shit again. And pulls a hand axe out from under his hair and will
Respect.
chuck it at this thing.
Smash.
Misses, hits the door. The Knoll turns, looks at it for a moment, and turns its attention back to you, kind of scanning the room with its red, beady eyes. And he speaks in Abyssal.
Can you tell me what he said?
You speak Abyssal? And so does...
I can hear everything. Well, wait a minute. Yes, I can comprehend every language.
I speak Abyssal.
And Xenia speaks Abyssal as well. You would hear, I have found the light. Inform the master.
Oh, they have to be very dead. I don't know who the light is, but yeah, they have to be very dead.
No, they cannot inform the master.
So, Xenia, you are up with William on deck.
Oh, joy.
Xenia is going to reach for his quarterstaff that he would have retrieved from Rico the night before, almost using it as a walking stick to support him when the others went around. And he is going to bonus action cast Shillelagh and get within melee of this Knoll to swing it up above himself and essentially bring it down on his snout.
I have a quick question for War-Torn Knight. Do you say anything out loud about what he said to the rest of us?
No.
Or do you just say, they gotta die?
Not yet.
Okay.
I don't think a 12 hits, but I believe a 25 would with my extra
20,
attack.
25 definitely hits. But yes, you're correct. A 12 does miss.
14 points of magical bludgeoning as Xenia brings that down on its snout almost in a disciplinary manner and tells the others, "We're going to send a scout. Don't let any get away."
As it comes down, it yelps, and a good portion of its face gives way under your quarterstaff. As underneath it, it's not Knoll blood. This black ooze, as you pull away, just sticks to the end of your quarterstaff.
The oozes.
But you've done a significant amount of damage to this Knoll. It is looking pretty rough.
Great. And just as it's not an action, it's not a bonus action, it can just happen, I believe. I'm just double checking. I would like to summon one of my primal companions. I haven't decided yet, so we'll pretend it's just beginning to manifest out of a pool of shadow on the floor.
Perfect.
How big is this place? I cannot summon my big Deathcrest ape. It's going to turn the whole place around. How big is this place?
This room is like a 20 by 30.
Okay, cool. I will call on Amaruk.
Perfect.
Pack for a pack.
So will they go this turn or the next one? Next one, correct?
They will go the next one because they require my extra attack to actually attack.
Beautiful. William, you're up with Grendel on deck.
With Xenia calling out that they're sending scouts, William immediately turns his attention to the exterior, letting Xenia take on the one that, albeit apprehensively, since this version of Xenia just recently returned to us. Is there any more on the exterior of the building?
Make a quick perception check for me.
It's going to be a whopping 14 plus 7 for a 21.
21.
Dude.
There is one across the street, a little bit further down, probably about 30 feet from you, just around a corner. From that call, there is one perched on a rooftop that you can see through the window, and you hear footsteps on the roof.
Okay. We're gonna fucking try it, and we're gonna fucking hope this works. Bonus action, Misty Step in that direction.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d6.
Oh, please, for the love of God, work for me.
William just ends up like 4 feet under.
That's a 6. That's a 6. I never rolled a 6 on this before. Does that give me exactly where I wanted to go?
While he's determining that result, does anybody's character have a spare 5,000 gold so that Godie can cast Reincarnate again tomorrow?
Grendel doesn't have like much gold, but she does have the power of friendship.
Okay.
You're
more than gold.
You cast Misty Step with this. You feel the Cuirass almost lurch for a second backwards, and you're like, oh no, this isn't going to work. And you expect to go 30 feet back and end up somewhere. Instead, you end up right where you want to be.
Ah, you motherfucker. That's exactly his words. Just like, oh, it worked. It worked. All right. He just starts. He immediately reaches back, draws out Ivara and Nadia, looking for anybody that is the most likely to get out of range the quickest and take them out.
Okay. So you're 30 feet outside, correct?
I would have teleported to the rooftop of the building of where I could see, because I can't teleport where I can't see.
Perfect. There would be one about 15 feet from you. There'd be one that you saw down below. You would see one on the roof of the inn that you just came from.
Okay.
As well as 3 more, now that you have this vantage point, kind of moving around and corralling towards this particular inn. As you're looking at this sandstone village, it's tiered, and you're kind of on the bottom side, and the Rusted Ram Inn is on the edge, probably about 30 feet from the drop-off that continues down into the valley. It's about a 200-foot drop, and around the side of it is like carved stone steps intermingled with like wooden scaffolding to make your way down. It would seem tactically, with a quick assessment, that they are trying to push you towards the edge to no escape, kind of cornering their prey.
Who? I'll burn a superiority die for this, but who looks like is is intending on being the messenger. If I have to identify which one of these are about to run off to send a message or whatever.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I'll burn a superiority to do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So that will be a D10, I believe. D8. Fuck. I have to level up. God damn it. It's a 5. So 5 plus the result of my perception, which was 21, so 26 total.
26, perfect.
To single out the messenger.
As this Knoll says in Foreign the Master, you would see one of the smaller one that could actually fit through very small spaces and is more nimble than some of the others, perhaps. That would probably be the one that would be the most likely to be sprinting off here after Grendel's turn.
Cool. What is the range currently?
From you to them would be 50 feet.
50. Perfect. So instead of the ladies, he would have drawn the silenced sniper rifle that was given to him. So we're gonna use this bitch for the first time ever. 80 feet in range, so it's not disadvantage. I'm going to burn a superiority die for precision shot to supplement the shot with a D8. Here we go. That would have been cool if it was a nat 20, but that's a 12 plus whatever I roll here. 12 plus 7, so that's 19 plus 10. I didn't really need the precision shot, I guess, but whatever, fuck it. You know what? Before you announce the results, let's instead of the precision shot, let's do instead a trip shot. Do I have that? I do have a trip shot. So instead, I'm going to need a strength saving throw from this individual. DC 17, and then that 7 gets added to the damage instead. Which would be...
That's a 4.
Yeah, he falls prone.
How much damage is he taking?
And he's about to get 2d10 plus 6 plus 7. 2d10 plus 6 plus 7. That's a 5 and a 3. That's 8 plus 6.
14.
9 plus 7. 9 plus 7 is 16 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I'm going to follow it up with a second shot. Because he is prone, it is at disadvantage, so I am going to burn another superiority die for a precision shot this time.
Well, here's the reason it's prone. You fire this thing, and it doesn't make a sound. Except for the bullet once it leaves your 5-foot area.
Right, the crack.
This whiz just... And it splits this Knoll's head. It just explodes, and they fall prone.
Okay. All right, so I have a silenced rifle, that's why. Uh-oh. Victor's got something else up he wants to inquire. But then instead of that, yeah, I'll follow up with a secondary shot to one of the rooftops. The closest one to me, as he presents the most immediate danger to my position. He's within 15 feet, right? Not 10. I mean, either way, I still don't have disadvantage if he is within engaged range, but yeah. Let's do a... Do I have push? Please tell me I have push. Push him off the rooftop? That would be funny as fuck. No, I don't. Shit. That sucks. Bait and switch. Yeah, I don't have push. Damn. I gotta level up my fighter. Let's do another trip attack. That's a 17 plus this time. Plus a D. So that's 17 plus 10, 27 to hit, which I believe that hits. Plus 2 10s. That's a 1 and a 7, so 8 plus
6. 8 plus 6, so 14 plus another D8. That's 2. 14 plus 2 is 16 points of piercing damage on that second shot.
To the one on the rooftop?
The one closest to me, yes.
Okay.
And then that was my action, my 2 attack actions, and my bonus action. That, and then I'll follow up with run on taking out. Oh, yeah, run on taking out.
And that was that a trip attack on that?
Yes, if he's still alive, it was a trip attack. DC 17 strength saving.
15. So they do fall prone as you shoot that one. Notice that it is incapacitated, just completely taken out of commission. You turn quickly and fire a second shot at this one that takes it pretty close in the chest, and it just, the force of it just knocks it off its feet. Let's see. It is Grendel's turn.
All right, so we're still like in the tavern, correct? And these gnolls have started pouring in.
Yes.
How many are currently in the tavern?
One that Xenia has taken and bunked.
Okay, so only one is in the tavern currently?
Currently, you would see at least 2 others outside.
All right, so first thing Grendel is going to do is Grendel is going to just whip out her executioner's axe, seeing this one already in here attacking baby deer leg Xenia, and she is going to rage.
Go ahead and roll me a D100.
These are always so scary. All right, that is a 41.
41. Your AC increases by 2.
Yeah.
Your strength goes to 25. 1d6 fire damage to anything you touch or touches you, and 1d4 on your attacks.
All right, my AC is currently 21. And I also get my strength up to 25, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not trying to roll strength checks. I'm override score 25. So again, you just see as Grendel immediately seeing new Xenia 2.0 getting attacked, like just flames bursting from her hair, axe held in hand, and she goes to for her first action is going to swing at this gnoll that is attacking Xenia, that Xenia just bonked. Does a 30 hit?
30 definitely hits.
It's a nat 20 plus 10.
What do you want to do to this gnoll?
Do not forget your brutal criticals. You get multiple weapon damage.
Do I need to roll damage, or is this thing just dead?
Based on your base damage and that it's a crit, this thing is decimated.
Okay, all right.
Unless you absolutely want to, but what do you want to do to this gnoll?
Grendel just immediately goes, "No! You do not hurt New Xenia!" And you just hear dum dum dum, and as Xenia just watches this big green woman come up behind this gnoll and just swing, and the head just goes. It's gone. For my second action, hold on, I need to check something real fast. As a fighter, because I don't know if I'm still like learning fighter shit, so forgive me. It's a lot of stuff. I've never multi-classed before this. All right. Where is what I'm looking for? do fast movements, second wind. Okay. Okay, cool. So Grendel is then going to use her movement to go outside. About how far is the next closest knoll that is outside?
25, 30 feet.
25, 30 feet. So I am going to use, I believe I have 30 feet of movement speed. I have 40 feet of movement speed, of walking speed. So I will go to the closest knoll and use my second action to again just, I forgot to even have like fire damage I need to add to stuff. But I didn't even roll damage last time. But she's going to raise her axe and she goes, "We do not like that you are interrupting our breakfast." And she then goes and swings again to hit this knoll with her executioner battle axe. And that's going to be 11 plus 10 for a 21.
21 hits. Absolutely.
All right. And the damage for that will be 1d12 plus 9. That's going to be an 11 plus 9 for 20 points of damage. And then a d4 for my fire damage. Plus 3. So 23 points of damage in total. And is this guy still alive?
No.
Okay, he's gone. Where's the other one?
As you look around, you would see there's one on the roof that you would see them turn just as you look at them to pull back onto the roof. And there are others in different alleyways that spread out from this left, right in front of you, pretty much in every direction that you can see except behind you back towards the cliff.
Okay. Now, if I were to switch weapons, would that be a action or a bonus action, I'm guessing?
You can do it as a free action if you're just preparing for your next round.
Oh, I was gonna action surge and just keep fucking people up.
Feel free.
So Grendel immediately seeing, I'm guessing, like, since William, if she can see William dealing with the folks on the roof, she's gonna go for the ones in the alleyway, especially since we were told that we were not to let any escape. So she is immediately just looks at the ones in the alley and she pulls out her ballista as she just like plops it in her hand, dropping the axe on the ground. She'll pick it up later if she needs to, and immediately aims at them. She goes, "It is time for you to go Betty buys." And using action surge to gain a action, she is going to fire her ballista.
Dun, 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 dun.
And
Dun,
what
dun,
it
dun, dun.
was a so for Grendel's greetings, it's a +6. Is it also the same with her ballista? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That is a 12 plus 6.
No. Grendel's greetings is a +9. It's strength based.
Oh, well, currently on the app it says +6.
Oh shit! Never mind. That's my strength rating.
Yeah.
My bad.
So that is a 12 plus 6 for 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, for a 17.
The 12 plus 6 is 18.
Oh, math.
Even better.
Okay. And we decided on 2d12s for her ballista, correct?
Correct.
All right. Give me a moment. A single moment. D12. Okay. Plus also the +3 from Toro, and I don't think she deals fire damage with this due to the fact it's not. Okay. So that is a 10 and a 3. And then for her fire damage, it is a 2. So that is a 15 points.
15 points in this one. Perfect.
And just as she does that, she immediately just like she just kind of lets out like a bit of a fucking battle cry because she is very angry that breakfast got interrupted. And that will be the end of my turn.
Love
Grit
it.
will be fucking bitches up.
Okay, so that says 3. 1. So on their turn, these 2 gnolls on the top will dig through the thatch of this roof and drop down onto the second level of this tavern. So around where you guys had breakfast, there's a walkway that goes to all the rooms upstairs, and there are 2 right above at that point. That is all their movement. However, they can take some pot shots at some people. Let's see. Not great, but it is what it is. All right. So who do we have? We have Xenia. Grendel's outside. There's Emrys. So Xenia, Emrys, and Godi. Yes. Okay. Godi does a 17 hit.
I will use my reaction for my Cosmic Omen. Whoa, you have to... Wait a minute. Forgot how this works. Hang on. Hang on. I have to see if I can even do that. Shit. Roll a die. And then it's either even or odd. Oh, man. All my die are betraying me. I have to see if I actually really have this. Odd? Perfect. Yes, I can do this. Cosmic Omen. Whoa. I will spend a charge of Cosmic Omen as a reaction. Rolling a d6 and reducing the attack by that one. 2. No, it misses.
So 15. Let's see. The other one is going to aim for Xenia.
Oh, damn, I would have taken the hit. My bad.
18 hit, Xenia.
Just hits.
Just hits. All right. So take d8, d6. Take 8 points of piercing and 4 points of necrotic. And that is their turn. We have Nubla, I believe.
Yeet.
The fuck words did you just say?
How far would Nubla be from William?
From William, I would say perch in a good vantage point from where they're at, probably 80 feet from the tavern. So probably 30 feet from William on one of the higher spires.
Okay. 80 feet from the tavern, 30 feet from William. Okay. Any threats based from what Nubla has already spotted? Any threats close to William that I may have perceived prior that they may not be paying attention to?
There would be one larger knoll that is kind of hanging back from the rest of the hunting party, more hidden to most everyone else. But to the owl itself would have been in their reconnaissance visible.
Okay. I think for this round, what's going to happen is Nubla, the owl, is going to fly. They're going to they would have probably spread their wings the moment that they saw the first like gnoll moving toward the tavern, having known that the party's there. And once like William shows up, like they were probably going to go to the tavern trying to find a window, and then all of a sudden William teleports outside and they spot them, and then the owl makes their direction to William as they fly. They basically fly over you, William, and you hear KD's voice.
My perception of 28, I believe I do see this.
Yeah, and it's not like you wouldn't, because then eventually you actually would hear as the owl is getting close. You hear KD's voice coming from the owl as they give you, I don't know what the coordinates would be, Chris, to that smooth entry point that you mentioned. But basically, you would be relay the information. I've counted a total of 10. There is a pathway that leads underground in particular direction. I don't know if it's visible from where William would be. Should you take it, find the underground fighting pit. You hear that as the owl doesn't really stop. They just sort of slow down to glide while they're flying over you, so you can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And they continue to fly the other 30 feet worth of distance that they have in the direction. So basically to stand between like William and where the tavern is. And now Nubla would be flying around that vicinity, potentially ready to, should the party exit and they start moving in whatever the direction that they pointed, Nubla would basically continue to keep an eye on things.
Gotcha.
I would say, because I don't really have an attack per se, happy to roll a perception if you think I need it, besides what I've already gotten, Chris. Otherwise, it'd just be Nubla just keeping track of everything.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception.
Enemy UAV up in the air.
All right, so the total is going to be a 15. No, sorry, 18.
18? Okay. I'll message you when I get a second on that.
Juggernaut inbound.
William, after receiving this information, you would hear the screams of a gnoll. Agonizing and terrified. Grendel, out of an alleyway comes this stumbling gnoll, running frantically, trying to reach on its back and pull off whatever is on top of it. As you see a familiar semi-beastly figure riding a gnoll with its teeth in the back of its scruff on its neck and just hammering away at this thing. Nog, welcome back. It is your turn.
Give Nog food back. As Nog is just going in on the back of this gnoll for no apparent reason other than just pain driven, and they were trying to steal something from him. So Nog is, of course, fashioning the loincloth and chains, but he is more primal in a sense of more teeth, fur, and claws with a new attachment to the rear as he rolls a 25 to hit the gnoll in the back of the head.
Go ahead, roll some damage.
So, Flame Right is activated for it as he deals 15. I don't know if this is important, but one of which is slashing, 2 of which is fire, and the other 12 is rage, +1 from the unarmed attack bonuses.
Perfect. So 15 in total, correct?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. And 2 of those were fire. Cool.
Yes.
Perfect.
And then on that attack action, free action will be applied from his beast form for 18, 4 of which is fire. And then a bonus action for his final first attack action is a 16, 2 of which is fire.
Okay.
And then a bonus action trying to get rid of this man. A 20, 5 of which is fire.
Let's go, Nog!
Yeah, this null is...
Oh, wait, I was supposed to roll for those. Give me 1 second, DM. So first attack was a 25, second attack was a 20, third attack was another 25, and then the last one was a crit.
Yeah, this null...
Sorry,
yeah.
I forgot to roll damages.
That's okay.
Is there another null nearby?
Yes, there would be some. As you're finishing this one and it falls to the ground, you would spot at least 2 or 3 more around the backside of this tavern.
How far are they from me in this?
The closest one to you is 20 feet. The next one is 10 feet from there, so 30 feet. And the last one is another 15, so 20, 30, and 45. So 45 would be the furthest one.
So if memory serves me right, Blood Hunter, Puppet Master. I'm going to give me 1 second for this page to upload. There we go. So Puppet Master. Oh, sweet. I'm going to apply my Crimson Right to myself, dealing to me 1d6 damage, and I'm going to activate Blood Curse of the Fallen Puppet. I'm going to jockey ride this unconscious body 15 feet to the next target, and because I amplified it, I'm going to grant it a bonus action attack. So would I be able to? Oh, immediately after I drop him. So yeah, he'll get a free action on attacking that dude with a +1 bonus to attack. The only thing I can't do is a bonus attack action. And that is my reaction for the turn. I don't know if I died or not.
So you're attacking another null with this one?
No. Yes, I'm utilizing the null that I'm jockey riding to attack as a reaction.
So go ahead.
Chicken jockey.
I was just about to type that in the chat.
Go ahead. Go ahead and roll an attack for that. You said it was a +1.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
How do you want me to roll it?
Roll a d20 +1.
Ah, very well. A d20 +1. Ooh, a 9.
9. Your mount gives out right before it gets to that next one. How long are you able to use this thing for?
Oh, it was just that turn as a last
Gotcha.
As a last stitch reaction, and then I hop off it in front of the other knoll.
Perfect. Yeah. So it doesn't quite get all the way there. You fuel this thing full of adrenaline and the desire to live, but it just doesn't make it quite far enough as it falls to the ground, and you roll towards that other knoll. It is Emrys's turn.
Emrys is going to look for a cluster of these things. Is there a number of knolls that are kind of tightly packed together?
Through the window on the far side, opposite side of the door, you can see one that is crouching there. There are two up on the second level that are relatively close together. All three of these together are about 10 feet from each other. That's the closest cluster that I can see.
Emrys is going to get himself so that he can get them all in a 30-foot cone from himself.
Yes.
Yeah, that's doable.
And making sure that no one else is going to get caught in it.
Mm-hmm.
He says these magic words.
Smash.
And a jutting of turbulent, thin, sharp wind in 30 feet escapes from his mouth as he casts Cone of Cutting Wind. It is a dexterity save.
Okay. All three of them. So that is dexterity +1. So that's a 19 for the first one, a 5 for the second one, and an 8 for the third one.
The 19 saved, so he is not pushed 20 feet away, but he is still sliced up by the very sharp winds. He takes 16 damage. The other two take 32.
The other two are pushed 20 feet away in pieces because they are no longer there. Dead. Okay. Anything else? Conversation movement.
He's going to find a place to hide. He's going to hide.
Perfect. Okay. As you look to find a place to hide, you see Finn popping out from behind the bar of this place with Lorik. Lorik is like throwing like booze bottles, like breaking them and like throwing sharp implements. And Finn's going, yeah, I got guys, and shooting like fire bolts at whatever he can, kind of find. But yeah, you go ahead and find a place to hide. Finn is behind cover and safe, out of the way of things for the time being. Let's see. So they are going to move in here, and then okay. So Grundle on the outside, William as well, Nog possibly, since you're focused on this other knoll. There would be others that are starting to come out from their respective hiding places. And the one back here, off towards the side where Emrys has pushed wind and destroyed two of these knolls. Another one is preparing a shot with a couple arrows that are tipped with flame. So let's see. Rolling to hit the building. There we go.
Is Grendel resistant to flame? or at least like in the current state that she is in, or is she at least has?
Yes, you are resistant to fire while raging.
Neener, neener, neener.
So let me roll a d4 to see how long it will take, how many rounds it's going to take for this place to go up. Okay. The thatch is fairly dry and almost lights immediately on the top. However, inside you would have a little bit of time from that. But that is their turn.
This place is not up to fire code.
Nog, you are close to this one. It's going to take a swing at you. That is a plus what? Oh, a +5. Okay. That is a 21 to hit Nog.
That hits Nog.
That hits Nog. Okay.
But you are rolling at advantage for reckless attack, correct?
I am rolling at attack. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So 2 points of piercing and 5 points of necrotic, unless you are resistant or immune to necrotic.
I am not, but is any of that silver?
No.
All right. So you said 2 piercing and what's the necrotic 5?
Yep.
Thank you.
So that's the first one. And now the second attack on you. That is a natural 1.
You still have advantage though because
I do have advantage. You're right. Thank you for the reminder.
If I didn't remind you, then Lee would have.
I implore the pain.
That is a 19.
19 meets it.
Okay. So 7 points of piercing, 3 points of necrotic.
Thank you. And out of curiosity, sorry to interrupt. Is it piercing already halved, or do I need to do so?
It is not halved, no.
Okay. So I will do that. Thank you.
Let's see. This one's outside. This one's still on the roof. William. Let's see. Close enough. Since going to get up and attempt to bite you.
Okie dokie.
That is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely stings.
Okay, 6 points of piercing and 6 points of necrotic, reduced to 3.
Yeah, 6 and 6 plus minus, so 6 and 3, so 9. Okay.
Yeah, 9 total. That's its first attack as it bites down.
Okay.
Shoulder. The second attack is a 20.
It definitely is. Yeah.
7 points of piercing and 7 points of necrotic. So reduced to 3, so 10 total. As it goes in for your neck on the second bite. You see, as it pulls out from the first one and goes for the second bite, from its teeth, these black ooze-like tacky tendrils from its saliva and its drool. It is Godie's turn.
So just as a recap,
Mm-hmm.
the one on the ground floor that was in the tavern is decimated by Grendel.
Dead.
There's 2 up on balcony.
There's only 1 now, thanks to Emerus.
There's 1. Okay.
But there are 1, 2, 6 outside, 1 inside, and 1 across the street on the roof that you can see. like
Because
through
Goaty would through windows and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Can from the inside Goaty realize that this place is on fire?
You would start to smell smoke, and if you were to look up, you would begin to see the beginnings of a fire in the roof. Yes.
Okay. Action Goaty will use the cantrip Frostbite to try to make sure that this place does not go up in flames.
Okay.
If this was a target, they would make a Constitution saving throw, but it's a roof.
Yeah,
and
it's there.
I'm not intending to do damage, but if you want like a severity for how much cold I do, I can roll the damage.
Yeah. So roll me what is the damage on that?
3d6 at my level.
3d6.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a d4 to see how many more rounds it extends.
Okay. That tracks.
2. Okay, perfect.
And with that, now that Goaty isn't to explain the low initiative, as like everything kind of hit the fan, like Goaty was enamored with the idea of little specimen guy. So like everything kind of hit the fan, and now he's just starting to like click on as everything already happened, and seeing the first hit, which came with some black ooze attached to it. This goes up or have to worry about the roof. He stands up, immediately starts worrying about that. And then Goaty will say loud enough that hopefully everybody can hear him. These are aspects of they are tainted by Vorok Ball. You must use light, as he uses a bonus action to take on the starry form of the archer, firing a burst of radiant damage at the dead one. We're trying to last hit these things just so that everybody else is doing great. Don't worry, I'll clean up, guys. So I don't know if I need to do damage again, but
yeah, go ahead and roll me an attack.
Alrighty. Attack roll.
Unless it's a save or something.
No, it is in fact an attack roll. I take it that this corpse is prone, and therefore I would have advantage.
That is correct.
Alrighty.
Disadvantage on prone targets on ranged attack.
Can I get into melee with it? That's disadvantage anyway.
Advantage on melee. That's true. So that would balance it out. So it would be a flat roll.
So we're gonna do this one then. All right. Hiya. Making sure that I'm reading that right. That is going to be a 24 to hit.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. And damage, just in case it matters. Yeah. 8 plus 3 is 11 plus 5, 16 points of radiant damage as like one hand shooting cold up into the sky, the other hand literally like body become constellation, hand literally like turns into a constellation bow and fires off like a fucking superhero movie and just impacts this corpse.
Love it. As you say this and emit this radiant light, you did so just in time.
I know.
Because this corpse begins to move for a moment as its skin turns a glossy black and it begins to become an amorphous shape. It is just obliterated by this radiant damage. However, at the top of the round, the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, the 6 that you've already taken out begin to reform, not as gnolls, but as amorphous black crawlers that you are familiar with from Greenport and Fair Harbor. Right, top of the round, Xenia.
So they're reforming. Are there any still standing?
The one up top, inside, and the rest are on the outside at this time.
Amazing. I'm just trying to remember. Oh, actually, May I?
Really
Okay.
quick, just to be, if Xenia was listening to what Godi said about using the light, Godi would have made sure that he returned to you the 2 scrolls that he gave you when he left Embershard, which was a scroll of Moonbeam and a scroll of Spirit Guardians.
Ah, yes, I still have that. Very good. Because I play a cleric, I know what Spirit Guardians do. That's a Shadow Heart. 1 second, I'm just bringing up the spell. I am going to use that scroll of Spirit Guardians to essentially form a... I'm gesturing at the camera like you can see. To essentially form a revolving circle of spirits around Xenia. I believe it is a 15-foot radius from himself, and he is making straight for where those aberrations are reforming. When a creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn, they must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant damage. So Xenia is essentially just standing in wait, an area of effect spell radiating from him, so to speak. While he is doing that, Amaruk can remain inside. And how far away is the one inside on the upper level? You're muted.
The one on the inside, on the upper level, from the door to them would be about 15 feet. But then they are up at an angle, so I'd say 20, add another 5.
That's fine. Amaruk is going to use multi-attack with his tendrils.
Huh?
So he is going to try and essentially grapple that creature and reel them in. Does a... Oh, what is it? That's a natural 20 for a... that's a natural 20 for a 25 on one of those 2 attacks. And I'm not sure if an 18 hits.
18 does hit.
It's my adopted son.
Both of those attacks hit, so let me refresh my memory. 2 attacks with its tendrils, uses reel, and makes 1 attack with its bite. Okay, so that is a 25 and an 18 to hit, both hit. On a hit, the creature is grappled, so the creature is now grappled. Restrained has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. And it is being pulled, grappled creature is pulled up to 25 feet directly towards Amaruk. So it will be brought off that ledge. Thanks, Chris. And then he's going to bite it.
Okay.
Like a good pupper. Oh, sorry, I rolled the wrong thing, my bad. Oh, no. I rolled the correct thing. That is an 18 plus 7 to hit. For 2d8 plus 5 piercing. For 9 points of piercing and 28 necrotic, but that's not going to affect these creatures, I imagine.
28 and reduce it to 14, so 9 plus 14 is 23. Yeah. What do you want to do to this thing?
Amaruk's going to eat it.
Okay. That'll take care of it.
Just start chomping down on it.
It's giving Venom vibes.
Yeah, except I have multiple. And that is our turn.
That is our turn. William, you are up.
That is a red one. All right. Just for a quick point of clarification, it wouldn't make sense that the silent spell will be up at all times with this rifle. So I would like to get a little clarification in this moment. Does the silence spell activate every time I pull the trigger on this rifle, or is it active while I'm wielding it?
while you're wielding it.
Okay. So yeah, they definitely didn't hear me call out the runners down. Okay. That also raises another question. Can I hear people on the outside of the bubble?
How does a silent spell work? Can you hear people outside?
That's a good question.
The regular silence spell, I think, is just silence within the range of the spell.
Right, but does the person centralized in that spell able to hear anything outside that circle?
Yeah, because it's not a deaf spell. If somebody's speaking outside of the silent range, they are not being affected by the silent range. So technically speaking, things that are happening within the range do not have sound. But if something is happening outside of the range, you would hear it.
Matt's just getting back into frame. Do you have any input?
I'm sorry, I was in a conversation. What was it?
Is anybody within within the confines of a silent spell able to hear anything on the exterior of a silent spell?
Hold, please. Rules, spells, search. Silencio.
You're getting technical here.
Created within or passed through. So yeah, I see it.
We are playing Legacy, correct?
Yeah, we're still using Legacy, and Nog already posted it, I believe, in the chat. Within or pass through a 20-foot radius. So William would not have been able to hear the owl, and you guys would not have heard William say the runner is down.
Yeah. This is correct. Anything in or out of the sphere, the area of effect. It says right there as well, creatures are deafened while entirely inside it.
Shit. All right. At this point in time, I mean, that's fine. Okay. The guy did close the distance with me, so it would make sense for William to switch to something a little more close proximity, that being the ladies. You know, they have a little more of a tender touch when it comes to being in close proximity of somebody. So, that being said, Ivara's going to lay her loving, gentle caress into this gnoll's stomach. However, I'm going to load a radiant shot as I get a sense of necrotic essence coursing through my veins as this bitch just bit me. I'll be like, okay, all right, familiar. Radiant shot. I got 10 rounds of that shit, so we're gonna rock it, baby. Ivara, let's make this. Let's see if this hurts. Before I fire off this shot, I'm going to use my bonus action, however, to send Calibrand outside of the range into the fray with the large group. There's like 4 or 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm going to send Calibrand into the fray with those 4 with my bonus action. And then, yeah, we're going to unload into this guy's gut at close proximity with a radiant shot. Okay. And I don't have disadvantage because fucking gunner feet, thank you, motherfucker. Ivara +5. That's not going to hit. So I'm going to spend a precision, superiority die for a precision shot. Supplement this. That's a 6. Okay. Is that a 6 or is that an 8? 6. That's 6. Okay, 6 plus 5 is 11 plus Naughty is whopping 9 for a 20. A Pamela Anderson 20, if you will. That's 2d8 for damage. Let's go with these 2 here. Plus, that's 11 plus the radiant shot itself, which is an additional. Firearms with. Anytime you attack with this weapon, you expend 1 piece of ammunition, drawing. Oh. It doesn't give me any additional damage. So the shot itself is just radiant. So, it is 11 plus 7, 18 points of radiant damage. Damn, that is just pure radiant.
What do you want to do to this thing?
I think William, after getting bit in the shoulder, he goes groin level with this thing, just like right at the hip bone, the groin bone. Fucking, he doesn't hear it. William can't hear his own words, but he just says, "Fuck you, mate," and just blows his lower half off. It probably takes the upper half a couple seconds for it to realize that it's actually dead, or actually before the radiant flames consume the upper half, and it falls off. And he turns, loads another shot into Nadia instead. Wait, no, he can't do a bonus offhand attack because he used his bonus action. So he just loads another shot into Ivara again, just to make things make sense, and turns to the other one on. Oh wait, no, the ones on the roof of the Ram's Head Inn burrowed into the tavern, right? So
The ones on top, yeah, they're inside. You would have a clear shot of 1, 2, 3.
Okay, three of them. Okay. What's the range on this? 15 fucking feet. Ivar, you're killing me. Can I get within 15 feet of anybody without having to drop off of the roof?
Not without having to drop off the roof, no.
Okay. Let's go ahead and take that fall. I'm assuming that's a acrobatics to reduce damage.
Yeah, see if you take any or not.
All right. That's 13. 4 plus 9.
That meets it.
All right. Yeah, he just does a little combat roll as he just hits the ground. Avoid breaking his ankles for the time being.
His undead bones.
Closes the distance up to the other 3 and just goes in for a close proximity shot with Ivara again. Fucking shit. That's a 12 to hit. I'm not burning another superiority die at this time. 12 to hit.
12 misses.
Fuck, that's 1 radiant shot expended. All right. So I'm down to 8. Action surge, bitch. All right. I am in close proximity now, so we can do this. This makes it easier. All right. Cool. All right. Let's make another 2 shots. Still using radiant shot. What in the fuck? That's a 2 plus 9. That's a miss. All right. Timeout for you. You're letting me down. You're breaking my heart, Annie. We're switching to you. That's a nat fucking 1. My gun misfires on the second shot. That's great. Fuck. My action just sucks ass so fucking bad. No! Misfire. Holy shit. Okay, misfire whenever you make an attack roll, blah, blah, blah. Weapon misfires. The attack misses. What's my misfire range? 2 is a misfire. So yeah, it just misfires. To repair the firearm, I have to spend an action to repair it. Ivara, no. Okay, so yeah, Ivara's down for the round. Okay, that ends my turn. That's great.
Grendel, it is your turn.
Okay, so I don't know if you saw the question that I asked in the chat, but While Grendel is raging, can she use the magical properties of the buckler?
Yes.
Okay.
You're not casting it, so yes.
I didn't know if there was like a differentiation between like magical items that could like do magical shit or whoosh shit, and as Grendel would say, or if it's like, because I know sometimes with certain barbarians they can't cast certain spells if they have them, but usually
Generally,
they're
the
ritual spells for the most
generally
part.
the hang up is when you're raging, you have to look at the wording for if the item lets you cast the spell or if the item lets you create the effect similar to the spell.
Okay.
So expending the charges, yes, but if you were to, yeah.
So if I were to expend charges, well, I can't do that while I'm raging, correct?
No, it sounds like you're good.
You should be able to, yeah.
Okay, all right. My second question, what is the closest demon near me?
There's one in the alleyway across the street that is equidistant from the other one that is behind you. They would be both 20 feet away.
Okay. So, considering that Grendel took out the other one, I believe that was in the alley, she's going to still have her attention on this one. She's going to kind of get a little bit spooked. And she's just going to be like, especially in the ones that we have already killed, they currently have reformed and reanimated.
You see the ones that you have attacked with fire not reanimate.
Really now? Interesting. Okay.
So all the ones that you kill, the one and the two, and then this one here that is pinned to the wall like a pincushion. Those ones have not, but the ones that Emerus took care of and this one that Nog had chewed on is beginning to reform.
So I'm guessing she does see at least like a few of them start to come up.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. That's mainly what I needed. So Grendel is going to get like a little bit spooked, and she goes, "Oh, this is some balls." Like, especially seeing the goo and everything. Like, she's like, "Oh, this is some Mr. Ball shit," and she like kind of like she gets spooked, but she also gets like even more angry as suddenly the buckler just starts to let out this illuminating glow. As I'm going to use 2 of my charges for me to shine a bright a bright light of a 20-foot cone hold on and a dim light for another 20 feet for 1 minute. When the ability is activated, allies within 15 feet of me gain bless and inside the aura. They also heal 10 HP on the round that it is activated, and 5 HP the following round if they stay within the aura space. Fiends and undead in the area or entering the area must make a Constitution saving throw of a DC of 16 or be blinded. They can retry the saving throw at the end of their turn. Enemies entering or ending their turn in the 20 foot of the bright light, the 20 foot radius of the bright light, take a 1d6 radiant damage.
And what's the radius on that again?
20. It's a 20-foot cone. Like I would imagine, pretty much Grendel is like literally like holding. So she's holding her buckler up like this while she has her ballista over her arm. And also, this does not take any actions. So she is just now just putting the spotlight on these motherfuckers before she's about to rain fucking hell on them.
Okay, perfect. And they have to make a saving throw. What was that again?
Of 16, I believe it is a Constitution saving throw. Let me double check. Hold on.
Grendel, I can't express how grateful I am that you specified the thing said enemies in the description.
Yes.
I was starting to sweat for a second.
Yeah. DC 16 Constitution.
Okay, yeah, that is an 11 for these ones here. And they take how much damage? Since they're inside the range.
Okay, so if they fail the saving throw, they're blinded, and if they remain within the light by the end of their turn, they have to take 1d6 of radiant damage.
Perfect.
So it's only if they are still in the light by the end of turn. So if they like flee from the light, then they should be fine. Not trying to give the DM inspiration. I'm pretty sure you already fucking knew that shit. So with that, Grendel is going to aim her ballista. Well, first, I will say before that, if it can be a free action, she is going to sweep up her executioner's axe and just like put it in her belt. But then she is going to aim her ballista at the closest enemy, and she is going to bonus action, pull back, reload, and then she is going to fire for her action. That is a 13 plus 6. 13, 14.
19, that hits.
19. All right. And that will be 2d12. That is going to be a 12 and a 2 for a 14. Plus for the fire damage, plus 4 for fire damage. And then also, I keep forgetting my rage. Like my rage bonus on top of that, which I believe is 4 currently. Give me just a moment.
Just go to the rage section.
Proficiency bonus plus 4. So
sweet.
And also the plus 3 for Toro's blacksmithing as well, which I forgot. Because Toro upped Grendel's arrows before the fancy dance ball situation.
Perfect. So 4 for the rage, 3 for the extra damage. What was the initial piercing damage?
The initial piercing damage was 12.
12, and then the fire damage on top of that
was 4.
Was 4. Perfect. So that is
Let's
16,
go.
16, 23. Safe to say this one's not getting up either.
All right. As my second action, I can't reload my ballista, but I do have a javelin.
You do.
Can I just chuck this at like the next target that I see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Grendel, you really watched Grendel just and completely just blow this guy's cap off, and then she immediately just screams, grabs a javelin, flips it in her hand, and she goes to chuck it at the next target that she sees. That is a 7 plus 11 for a 18.
That hits.
That is 1d6 plus 7. All right, I don't get the... No, it's a second action, not a bonus action, so... 1d6. That is a 5 plus 7 for a 12.
12 plus your fire damage and your rage.
Ooh, 12 plus 4 for my rage, and then that landed on like a weird angle, so I have to reroll that. Or a 2 for the fire damage.
18 total on this one. This one looks really rough. Anything else?
I really got nothing else, so that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. At this point, there is a gnoll that has more armor on it than the others. It climbs to the top of one of the roofs and lets out a howl. I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I get advantage on wisdom saving throws, right?
Out of everything, why would you choose that?
I believe so. Because you have a ring.
Yeah, I have a ring for it, but it's still a -2.
But it's advantage.
Oh god, that was a nat 1.
That's a nat 4. I'm burning an indomitable. I'm burning an
Hey,
indomitable.
Taylor, are we double nat 1 buddies now?
Yeah.
That's cocked.
Taylor, do we have that bonus from you?
Huh.
Oh my god.
Do we have that saving throw bonus from you, Taylor? I can't remember if that was still a thing.
Saving throw bonus? What?
Didn't you have like a +5 to people who were close to you? I cannot remember.
Does the shield do a thing like that?
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I do still have inspiration. Can I roll for inspiration?
You can roll your inspiration whenever you
Okay.
want.
Yeah, but what does your shield do?
It gives bless in a radius.
I'm in that radius. Oh shit. I mean, that might help my current situation.
Yeah.
And it's a 4. That's good. That's 12.
I'm gonna cry.
Did you just roll another nat 1? Grendel.
You did not.
Grendel.
Did you also roll 3 nat 1s in a row as on the same session as Matt rolled 3 nat 1s in a row?
Well, I didn't. I only did 2. I only did 2,
3
and then I
ones.
had other
Roll
stuff.
3 1s in a row.
I am distraught.
Do you need a hug, bestie? What's your total though? Because I might be able to still help retroactively.
If I add all the ones,
Nope, well, that doesn't
with the
work.
negative
unfortunately.
2s along with that, because technically this.
Is Majesty Lord DM? Am I allowed to know what the DC? Oh no, I only take away right now. I can't help.
It's okay. I've accepted my fate. Just
Anyone
I don't know what
under-
orcs do.
Anyone
It's
under
fine.
15
Oh no.
is going to be frightened.
Oh boy. That's great. Look at that. We're all fighting together, buddy.
Staggered,
Except for
which
me.
means you can't take
Wait,
reaction.
wait. I'm. Oh no.
Frightened.
Hold up. I can't be frightened. I am pretty damn sure I can't be
You're
frightened.
raging. You can't be frightened.
Yes, I'm raging because hold on, I got this thing in the rage that does a thing that is just like no. I'm not scared of you. Hold on, what is this bitch? Give me a second.
It's a barbarian feature. Yeah, you're good.
I don't know.
Yeah, buddy.
But I'm pretty damn sure.
However, William can be frightened.
Yes, mindless rage. I cannot be charmed or frightened while raging. So I am not frightened, even though I rolled 3 nat 1s. Self high five.
That's fine.
Great barbarian.
Oh my god.
So this thing howls. You'll take 1d6 psychic damage.
Ow.
The ones that failed.
What's the damage?
6 points.
Ow.
So
Ow.
I still take those points, even though because I
If you
failed.
You're immune to it, so you can't.
Well, I
You're
wasn't
immune to
frightened,
fear,
but it
but
still.
you'll still take the damage because you'd failed the save. Does that make sense?
Do I take the damage for passing the save?
No.
Okay.
If you made the save, you don't take the damage. So that would be Godi, Nubla, and Nog, pretty much. Yeah.
Sick. It's sick. It's fine. It's fine.
At this point, it will also call out in Abyssal.
William. William is not frightened.
William's not frightened.
You took down the rifle. Never mind.
Yeah, sorry. I put away the rifle.
Although that would have been huge.
Damn. I chose the wrong time.
Xenia would hear, enough. This hunt is over, as it turns and runs through the city towards the gates.
And you just took away our reactions, the ones of us that did fail. Shit.
So, anyone that made the saves can take their reaction for an attack of opportunity.
I don't think I'm in range.
I definitely am not in range.
The only people that were in range was William and Grendel and Nog.
Well, Nog
if you
can't take a reaction because I use my reaction for Puppet Master to drop
that was returned to you after you finished your turn.
Are we getting to fuck bitches?
Yeah, that was last round. We've started a new round, so you get your reaction.
Oh,
yeah,
tight. I guess I shall. Yeah, let me roll 31.
31. Yeah.
And I'm going to commit to this one, so I'll deal 21 damage. 6 of it's going to be fire, and I'm going to just utilize my Strike of the Giants and imbue that with another D10 of fire, just to make sure that one's dropped.
Okay. So give me a total.
30 total damage.
30 total damage. With that, there are 2 gnolls that run past you on either side, and you are able to grab both of them and just rip them apart.
Blood god.
Grendel, are you taking an attack of opportunity?
Yeah. So how many can Grendel get in like a line of sight? Like if she were to use her movement speed in like a line with whichever ones are running away.
There are 2 running away from you and 1 headed towards you as if to run past.
Oh, okay. So does it seem like the one to run past is going to run past Grendel before she's able to shoot off a...
No, you could probably do it while they're running towards you.
Okay. Grendel is going to, as her arm is leveling the ballista, she's going to aim it at the closest demon or whatever. Null? Is that nulls? That's what they're called. And she's going to aim it at the closest null, and she's just going to bonus action, pull back, reload it, and she goes, "It is time for Betty buys," and she is going to hit. It's probably going to be the same null that she didn't quite finish off last time.
Mm-hmm.
If that one is still alive, and she is going to fire at it. That is going to be a 14 plus 6 for a... It hits.
Permanent Electro 20?
Smash. But I'm guessing 14 plus 6.
Yes, absolutely hits.
Oh, that is a 20. Okay. So for the 2d12...
Jenna Jameson 20?
All right, that's going to be an 8 and a 5. And then for and then +4. And then another +4 for fire damage.
8, 5, 13, 17, 22. This one is stopped in its tracks by another ballista bolt.
Beautiful. Now, the one that is running past Grendel, as my action, may I just grab drop my ballista, grab my axe from my belt, and just go to try and just swipe at it while it's running past me?
Yeah.
While also hitting it, trying to hit it with my shield with the radiant light coming off of it.
Oh, that's right. It's got to make a save. Nope, it's blind.
What?
It's blind.
Oh, it's
so as
blind.
it runs into the range.
Does that mean I get advantage on the swing? Yes! I'm sorry, I don't know what the fuck kind of voice that came out of.
Like a little goblin.
Gremlin, but I guess it works either way. That is going to be an 11 plus. Hold on, I need to reload my page because it likes to make my numbers disappear. Oh, it's a +10, so 11 plus 10 for a 21 to hit. You're muted, Chris.
Yeah, 21 hits.
All right. So for the Executioner's Battle Axe, that is 1d12 plus 9. That is going to be a 10 plus 9 for a 19. And then for the +4 for rage bonus and a +3 for fire damage.
26. You fire and pin one of the gnolls to a nearby.
Oh, this was with her Executioner's Battle Axe. She just swiped that motherfucker.
And then this one you cut clean as they fall to the ground. The sun just peeking over the valleys. A mess in the streets. The tavern, now the roof on fire and spreading. Godi mitigating some of that. People have now come out and have begun to bring buckets of water and are beginning to combat this fire. As this is all happening, the gnolls leave. You see William, the last one, what you would assume to be the pack leader at the city gates, headed towards the Bramblewood.
Quick point of clarification. They have been in range of Calibrand for 2 rounds now, which they need to do a save for.
Okay, yeah.
Because they would not be able to go past Calibrand to flee. Because they would be frightened of him if they fail.
Okay, let's make a save. For 2 of them? Correct?
He would have sent them by the large party that he saw originally.
Okay. Cool. So that is a wisdom save?
Is your wisdom? Yes.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me pull up Calibrand's.
It's a 12 and a 15.
I think the 15 probably saves. Let me double check what the save is. Where's William? There you are. Beautiful, beautiful man. Features. Okay.
They
Trying to
wouldn't be able
prevent
to
as
run
many of the
towards him, but they would be able to run away from
laterally. Yeah.
Okay.
So, possibly buy us a little time to try and pick off a couple more at least.
Yeah.
In the presence of the damned, there we are. What's the save for this? 15. Oh, 14. 14 is the spell save. So one did save, the other one didn't.
Yes, correct.
Okay. There we go. So we got at least one still within, possibly still within range.
So the one that is frightened of it can move laterally or away from them, correct?
Either laterally or towards William, which he was on the opposite side of the party. So he put Calibrain on the far side to try and to flank them, so he could come in and pincer tactic these gnolls.
Okay.
Until he, nat one his later.
So as they are fleeing, I would say at this point the city is alerted to this situation going on. The small stragglers that have been injured in this battle or are preparing to flee would either be caught by the local militia and dispatched of, or in the case of two of them, make it through to the outskirts of the city, headed back toward the Bramblewood Expanse, where you
with an owl flying.
With the owl flying behind them. Aside from some minor chaos and questions and conversation in the street, the city of Indramir is peaceful once again, partially thanks to the party here. And that is where we're going to end our session tonight. We'll pick up there in a couple weeks and find out where our party and adventures will take us next. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. We'll see you again on another Thursday. Have a good night. Bye.